We're on page 364. Hilchot Tzitzit. Siman Chai. Zman Tzitzit, the time of Tzitzit. Uvo Gimel Seifim. There are 3 halachot in this chapter.
Yep.
Okay, let's start with Maran. Laila, nighttime, lav zman tzitzitu. Nighttime is not a time of wearing tzitzit.
Okay,
I'm guilty.
I'm guilty. You're guilty. Whatever.
Di'ima'it meveritem oto. Because it says uveritem oto, meaning uveritem oto means the time when you could see them. So it comes to exclude nighttime when you can't see your tzitziot. Leharambam. This is according to the Rambam. Kol ma shelovesh b'layla patur. Anything that you wear at night, even if it's a 4-cornered garment, doesn't have to have tzitzit. Afilu hu miyuchad layom. Even if it's clothing you would wear during the day. I mean, it's not nighttime clothing. It's daytime clothing, but the time of day where you're wearing it is night. Uma shelovesh bayom. Chayav afilu miyuchad lalayla. And what you wear in the daytime is obligated on tzitziot, even if it's your nighttime clothing. Meaning, according to the Rambam, it doesn't make a difference what kind of clothing it is. It makes a difference, not night clothing or day clothing. It makes a difference what time of day or night you wear.
Right.
So is it necessarily a problem to wear tzitzit at night? Because it sounds like it's a problem, not just like it doesn't have to.
That's a good question. I don't think so. Here
So
we're
it's an
talking more
exemption
that
or
it's not an
a
obligation.
restriction?
Remember, the whole mitzvah of tzitzit is not an obligation. It's just an obligation if you have a 4-cornered garment in a situation where it requires tzitzit. You have to own it. It has to be 4 corners. According to the Rambam, now it has to be during the day.
Because I know a lot of people back then only had one garment, and it wouldn't make sense for them to untie the tzitzit
Right, so
at
at
night
sunset, you don't
and
have to rip
retie
off
it.
your tzitzit.
Right.
It's not. I don't believe it's what the Rambam is telling you. Just that you're not obligated in putting tzitzit on things. You wear them. Ulaharosh. Who's the Rosh? Rabbeinu Asher, the father of the Tur, Shulchan Aruch. Ksut hamiyuchad alayla patur. Ksut is clothing that is specific to the nighttime, is exempt from tzitzit. Afidu lavsho bayom, even if you wear it during the day. Uksut hamiyuchad layom, and daytime clothing. Ol yom v'lalayla chayav. Afidu lavsho balayla. It's obligated in tzitzit even when you wear it at night. So according to the Rosh, it doesn't have to do with the time of day you're wearing it, but rather the type of clothing you are wearing. So if you have special pajamas that you wear to bed that have 4 corners, it doesn't make a difference when you wear it. It never is obligated in tzitzit. According to the Rambam, if you wear your normal tzitzit, which you wear under your clothes, if you wear it during the day, it's obligated in tzitzit. If you wear it at night, it's not obligated in tzitzit. Rambam goes based on time of day, and Rosh goes based on the type of garment it is you are wearing.
But according to the Rosh saying that you could wear a day garment at night and be exempt from tzitzit, wouldn't that be a sort of wouldn't that be like reason to worry that maybe he would forget to put tzitzit on the garment, or he would somehow be unable to put tzitzit on the garment before it's daytime?
You're
again?
making a gzera now. You want to say that according to the Rosh, you should be careful. Meaning in the
You
Rosh
should be more
case,
careful.
you should be more careful. Okay, let's see what Achronim have to say. The Ramah comes in and says, no, so who's the halakha like? What does Maran say? Who's the halakha like?
Yeah. So the bracha is made.
What does Maran say? Who's the halakha like? Rambam or Rosh?
Well, it says it's different. I mean,
He says both. Doesn't seem like Maran is deciding here either way. So the Ramah says practically, what does this mean to me? V'safek b'chod lakel. When you're in doubt as to when you make a blessing, what do? You're lenient. What does it mean you're lenient? You don't say the bracha. Very good. Al ken, therefore, en levarech alav. You don't make a blessing on a 4-cornered garment. Elak shlovesh bayom. Only when you wear it during the day. V'hu miyuchad gam kan hayom. And it's specific to the day. It's a daytime clothing. Meaning, you follow both the Rosh and the Rambam. V'achal tfilat arvit. And after the time to pray arvit, afal pi shadayin yomhu, even if it's day, meaning if you pray arvit early. En levarech alav. You don't make a blessing on it. V'veleil yom kippurim yitatef ba'od yom yivarech alav. And therefore, on Erev Yom Kippurim, you must wear your talit during the day. And you make a blessing on it, that way you don't come into questions of, it's my daytime talit, but I'm wearing it now at night, do I make a blessing, do I not? What you should do then is to come to the Knesset early, make a blessing before the sun sets.
So what about nowadays, where people, or at least personally, I like to eat like up as close to the fast as I can. So coming early to show, in every case it's different, but some cases it could be like a whole half a day before the fast.
You have to stop eating before sunset. In which case you always have 2 minutes to throw on your tzitzit.
Oh, so you can put on your tzitzit during sunset? Like after?
Right before sunset. You don't eat on Yom Kippur until sunset. You stop before that.
Oh.
You don't want to take a
You
bite.
also eat with this talit, also, yeah.
Very good. You put on your talit beforehand.
It's interesting. What about if somebody's wearing a talit katan or a tzitzit, like a gufiyat tzitzit, and then so can they use like the fact that they're already wearing one to put on a big tzitzit, like a talit later on?
Explain. What is he wearing now?
So the whole Erev Yom Kippur he's wearing a small tzitzit, and he's planning on wearing a small tzitzit throughout like Yom Kippur. So can he use the fact that he's already wearing that to come to like the small tzitzit to come to shul later on at
What's
night?
the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario is you come to shul at night and you put it on talit without a blessing. What's going to happen? The blessing doesn't take away the mitzvah. If you want to make a blessing, the way you do it is by doing it before sunset.
We're doing it without a sifter.
Yeah.
No, that's what most people do anyways.
That's what I've seen. I've seen people come to shul. I told this already a few weeks ago on the shul. Ashkenazim have a good custom. They come very early. I don't know how it is in America, but in the shivot at least, they come very early Yom Kippur. They have a whole tefillot to say, tefillah, zakah, tefillah. It's a proper way to start the fast. It's not to run in 2 minutes before Yom Kippur, but to sit there. I've seen many Ashkenazi communities that have this custom. It's a very good one. It's a very good one.
Because I know in some places they do these pre-fast prayers and other sort of like preparations. They do that by Mincha Gdolah, and then they go home, prepare further for the fast on a more physical level, and then they come back to shul.
I always felt it funny to say Kol Nidoi on a full belly, you know. Like, Yom Kippur, where you're like halfway through Yom Kippur. Okay, I know there's many people do. In the yeshivot that I've seen, people come early to Arvit. Yo, we pray Mincha early. Okay, everyone has to do what they can do. הלכה ברורה. נאמר בתורה, it says in the Torah, וראיתם אותו, you must see your tzitzit. ודרשו חז"ל, the rabbi say, פרט לכסות לילה שפטורה מן הציצית. This comes to exclude nighttime clothing, which is not obligated in tzitzit. ונחלקו רבותינו הראשונים, בפירוש הדבר, and our rabbis, the ראשונים, were arguing about what does this mean. יש אומרים, some say שהדבר תלוי מתי לובש את הבגד. This is the Rambam. Some say it makes a difference when you wear the clothing. ואין הדבר תלוי בסוג הבגד כלל, has nothing to do with the type of clothing you are wearing. ולכן, אם לובש את הבגד ביום, אפילו הוא בגד המיועד לבישה בלילה בלבד. If you wear nighttime clothing, but it's during the day, אם יש לו 4 כנפות, if you have 4 corners, חייב בציצית. According to the opinion that says it doesn't make a difference what type of clothing. Rather what time of day it is, during the day you have to put on tzitziot. ומברך לבישתו. And you make a blessing on wearing it. ואם לובש את הבגד בלילה, אפילו בגד המיועד לבישה ביום בלבד, פטור מן הציצית. And if you wear daytime clothing at night, even though it's meant to only be worn during the day, you don't have to put on tzitzit on it. ויש אומרים, and some say, שהדבר תלוי בסוג הבגד, the rush. This has to do with the type of clothing you are wearing. ואין הדבר תלוי בזמן כלל, and has nothing to do with the time of day it is at all. ולכן אם הוא בגד המיועד ללבישה ביום, if it's clothing that you wear during the day, או בגד המיועד ללבישה בין ביום ובין בלילה, but it's versatile clothing, be worn both in day and night, אפילו לובשו בלילה, even if you wear it at night, אם יש לו 4 כנפות, חייב בציצית, so long as it has 4 corners, you must put ציצית on it. ומברך לבישתו, אפילו בלילה, and you make a blessing even at night. ואם הוא בגד המיועד ללבישה בלילה, אפילו לבשו ביום, פטור מן הציצית, even if it's nighttime clothing. And wear it during the day.
If you wear a nightgown during the day, you don't say it.
You wouldn't, very good. You wouldn't. I mean, this goes strictly based on the type of clothing that it is.
I think the Rambam makes more sense.
Right, you might say, but the Rosh seems to fit in more with the Gemara. V'yesh Omerim, don't worry, there's a third opinion. This is the opinion of the Ran. Sh'dafka beged hamiyad l'visha bayom, that's specifically clothing that's meant to only be worn during the day. V'gam ba'al lovsho bayom, and you also are wearing it during the day. Chayav b'tzitzit, it's obligated tzitzit. אבל בגד המיועד ללבישה ביום ולבשו בלילה, but if it's clothing that is daytime clothing and you wear it at night, or בגד המיועד ללבישה בלילה ולבשו ביום, but it's nighttime clothing and you wear it during the day, פטור מציצית, you are exempt for tzitzit. How is this different than the Rosh? Oh, the Ran is saying daytime clothing must be worn during the day in order to obligate tzitzit. So it's a mix between the Rambam and the Rosh. It has to be both daytime clothing and daytime in order for you to put four corners. So according to the Rambam, it could be nighttime clothing, but if you wear it during the day, you have to wear tzitzit. According to the Rosh, it could be daytime clothing, but if you wear it at night, it's not obligated tzitzit. This one is saying both situations have to exist. It has to be both daytime clothing and you wear it during the day. Yeah. What halacha? So what do we do on page 366? According to halacha, what do we say? Yesh lachush lachol lechitot. We must take all the opinions into consideration. ולכן, and therefore, אין לברך אלא על בגד של 4 כנפות שלבשו ביום. We only make a blessing on a 4-cornered garment that you wear during the day. והוא בגד המיועד ללבישה ביום, and it must be clothing that you wear during the day. So it has to be daytime clothing during the day. וכן יש להחמיר שלא לבוש בגד של 4 כנפות שאין בו ציצית, and you should be strict not to wear a 4-cornered garment that doesn't have ציצית, אם הוא בגד המיועד ללבישה בלילה או בלבשו ביום. Even if it's nighttime clothing, so long as you're wearing it during the day, you shouldn't wear it. או שהוא בגד המיועד ללבישה ביום ובלבשו בלילה, or it's daytime clothing and you're wearing it at night. Basically, don't do any of the situations which, according to the other opinion, will require you to put tzitzit on it. And what does Maran actually hold? If you look in the right column on the bottom right, Hine Maran HaBeit Yosef Pasak. Maran writes the following in his Beit Yosef: Denaktinan keharambam. In this situation, we follow the Rambam. Derav muvhaku, because he is the great rabbi. He's the one who's posek halachot. B'chol sheken derash is dvir alei kaftei, because Rashi also agrees with him. And Od safek brachot la'akel, when you're in doubt, you don't make blessings, meaning it seems like the Maran is having a bias towards the Rambam. That's who he's following. But we in Halakha try to take all 3 of these opinions into consideration. Let's read an interesting Halakha. Yes?
It's just confusing.
Why?
Because what is the normative practice today?
Normative practice today is we only make a blessing on tzitziot when you wear them during the day. But we still will wear our tzitziot at night, and we will not wear a 4-corner garment at night that doesn't have tzitziot. That seems to be normative Jewish practice. Meaning, like all the opinions.
But you say,
You only say the blessing during the day on daytime clothing.
and you can wear tzitzit at night and not
At
say
night,
it.
yes.
Okay.
That seems to be. Anyone seen anything else other than that? That's what I've seen on the street. Interesting opinion on page 367. לדעת רבותינו המקובלים. According to the מקובלים, אין ללבוש טלית גדול בלילה כלל. You should not wear big talit at night at all. ואם היה לבוש בטלית גדול, and if you were wearing your talit ושקעה החמה and the sun set, צריך להסירו מעליו. You have to take it off yourself. So even if it was daytime, when you put on your talit, you must take off your talit. וכן דעת רבים מרבני הפוסקים, and this is also the opinion of many of the rabbis that poskim. Oh, careful. Go take it to Ima. Ima will give it to you. So go bring me a bowl or a cup, okay? One of your pots from the kitchen set.
But that wouldn't apply on Yom Kippur where you
Well, we're gonna have to see then why Yom Kippur is different.
Is that why, could that be one of the reasons why the leader of the Mari service takes off his talit?
Is that the Ashkenazi custom? By us, we don't wear talit by mincha either.
But they say mincha, they do.
But by Arvit, they take it off?
Yeah, yeah, but Mari.
Itai in Yeshiva, what do they do in Arvit? The Chazan wear talit, they didn't wear talit.
Yes.
I remember in the Litvish Yeshivas, the Chazan wore a talit. But I also remember seeing...
Not for mincha?
By mincha, yes, but not by Arvit.
Everybody.
But also by Arvit.
No, for Arvit,
Yeah?
they take it
Good.
off.
But I've
Yeah.
seen also what you're saying, is that they take it off by Arvit. It's really good for you guys.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm not
on
sure.
Motzei Shabbat, when there isn't really a talit around, and we're doing Motzei Shabbat at Harav's house, at the Rosh Yeshiva's house, so then they don't really bother
Where
to
is
bring
it?
one. They don't really. I guess just because there's not one available and it's not such a big deal. But I don't remember them wearing. But they usually don't on Motzei Shabbat because I guess it's just not as necessary.
Oh, we're going to have Yom Kippur right now. Page 68. ואפילו אם התפלל תפילת ערבית ובעוד יום, and even if you wear your talit you're praying Arvit during the daytime, like many synagogues do, where it's still light outside when they pray Arvit, for example, early Shabbatot or things like that. Achar Peleg HaMincha is after the Peleg HaMincha, which is the earliest time to pray Arvit, according to Halakha.
Right.
Yeah. It's not shayach to pray Arvit earlier than that. אינו רשאי לברך על הטלית אחר מכן, אל תשתתף בה ברכה. He's not permitted to make a blessing on the talit because for him, he's already prayed Arvit, he's already started the next day, and therefore it's no longer the time of tzitzit, because even though it's still daytime, he prayed Arvit early. ומנהג כמה קהילות להתעטף בטלית גדול. Some communities have a custom to wear a talit בתפילת ערבית של ליל שבת וליל יום טוב, in the nighttime service of Shabbat and Yom Tov. I've seen many Yemenite Jews do this, seems to be the Baladi custom, and also many Hasidim do this, in Yerushalayim at least they saw, wear talitot for Arvit on Friday night.
All of them, not just the.
Not all,
Yeah, some
many of them.
Tamanim do it.
You've seen, yeah, Tamanim, the Baladim I've seen wear the talitot at night. ומנהג ישראל, page 69, the custom of the Jewish people, להתעטף בטלית קודם תפילת ערבית של יום הכיפורים. To put on their talit before nighttime of Yom Kippurim. ונשארים עם הטלית במשך כל התפילה. And they wear the talit the whole tefillah at night. ומברכים על הטלית מבעוד יום. You make a blessing during the day. ואם לא בירך עד ששקעה החמה, אינו רשאי לברך לאחר מכן בזמן בין שמשות. And if you do not make a blessing until sunset, you cannot make a blessing in that twilight zone between sunset and darkness. ואפילו אם הוא מסופק עם שקעה החמה לברך. And even if you're not sure if the sun had set, you still can make a blessing. ובמצא יום הכיפורים, and after יום הכיפורים, טוב שיסיר הטלית גדול מעליו קודם תפילת ערבית. It's proper to take off your talit before you pray ערבית. And not after you pray ערבית. וכן הנוהגים להתעטף בטלית תפילת המנחה של טלית ציבור. And those who wear their talitot during mincha of a fast day, יסירו הטלית מעליהם קודם תפילת ערבית. No, this is not good already, this is bad, it goes in the path. You should take off their talit before the last Arvit of the fast day. So, if you wear your talit on Mincha Tisha B'Av, you shouldn't pray Arvit of Tisha B'Av with your talit. You should take it off before Arvit. ומנהג הספרדים, and the custom of the Sfaradim ועדות המזרח, and the communities of the East, שהחתן בשעת חופתו אחר קידושין, that a groom under his chuppah during the blessing, מתעטף בטלית חדשה, he wears a new talit, ואפילו כשהחופה נערכת בלילה, even if the חופה happens at night, הוא מברך על הטלית בלילה ברכת שהחיינו בלבד, and he makes a blessing of שהחיינו, only, and not the blessing of tzitzit. Why? Because it's already nighttime. It's already too late. So this custom of wearing a talit in Yom Kippurim is brought down by Maran and many other people. The origin of it is found in Marzol Vitri. Marzol Vitri, I believe, is a book written by the student of Rashi. And so it's an old custom, not so old, but old enough to be from the times of the Rishonim. But that seems to be the custom of Am Yisrael, even though according to Kabbalah it seems like it might be a problem. There's also a whole slew of rabbis who did not wear talitot by Yom Kippur night and only during the day. But it seems like the custom in the Jewish people is every community that I've been in wears talitot at night. It could be there are some that don't, but I haven't seen. Let's do just this halakha. אף על פי שראוי שלא להתכתב בטלית גדול בלילה, and even though it's not proper to wear talit at night, וחנן בסעיף הקודם, like we mentioned above, מכל מקום, in any case, הנוהגים, those who have the custom, שהשליח ציבור, the חזן, מתעטף בטלית גדול, כשהוא לבוש בחולצה ואין לו בגד עליון, whenever he's wearing a talit, whenever he's wearing a shirt, but he doesn't have like a long sleeves or a jacket, so they ask him to wear a talit, יש אומרים שרשאים לנהוג כן אפילו כשמתפללים תפילת ערבית בלילה ויתעטף בטלית ברווחה, he should still continue wearing his talit. It's okay because he's wearing it for modesty reasons. And in that community, they have a preference not to pray in short sleeves when they lead the services. Okay, that's for that kind of community. וכן יש מאשכנזים, there are some Ashkenazim שנוהגים, they have a custom, שהעובר לפני התיבה, the one who's the chazan, באמירת הסליחות, during סליחות, מתעטף בטלית. He wears a talit. You're talking, when do Ashkenazim say סליחות?
A week before.
A week before? When?
Rosh Hashanah.
When's the first night of Slichot according to Ashkenazim?
It's not on
Motzei Shabbat.
The Motzei Shabbat, Saturday night before Rosh Hashanah. So it's nighttime, and he's wearing a talit. ונכון שבכל כי יוצא בזה לא יתעטף בטלית שלו ובטלית של הציבור, אלא בטלית שאולי מחברו. If one person wants to be extra careful, he shouldn't wear his own talit, and not his friend, not a shul talit, meaning none of the talitot that he could make a bracha on. Rather, he should wear a talit that's borrowed from a friend, which he doesn't make a blessing on, if he wants to fulfill all the opinions.
There's a shita that he should yes make a bracha even at night.
Yes, correct. That's what we're trying to stay away from this opinion by wearing a talit that according to everybody he would not make a blessing on.
Another reason why I put on before night and Yom Kippur or whatever, so you won't get into that same.
The same problem about making this bracha at the night time. Thank you very much. It's a very good point. And here we have perhaps the reason why in the communities you're familiar with they take off their talit because it's nighttime, and the ones you're familiar with they're living on their talit. Both of these communities have on whom to rely. There's an argument here why we wear talit in Yom Kippurim. Some say it's to look like angels. Some say it's to give us ema v'yira, to give us a little certain sense of fear and awe. I know Yom Kippurim when you wear your talit you're concentrating more. Okay, it seems like the consensus is whenever there's a reason to wear the talit at night, we're not so strict like the Kabbalists. We follow general halakha. Like the Rambam says, if a person wants to wear a four-corner garment at night, he's allowed to, so long as he does not make a bracha on it. That's okay. Alright, we'll continue this next halakha. Last halakha. Mutar להטיל ציצית בבגד talit בלילה. You can put on tzitzit into the talit at night, ואפילו לכתחילה, even in an ideal situation. Then בזה כל חשש, there's no reason to be strict. Meaning, even according to those who say nighttime is not a time of tzitzit, they don't prohibit you from tying tzitzit, but just from wearing and making a blessing on the tzitzit, and therefore talitot, tzitzit that are tied at night are kosher. I know many kollel people that at night that's their job, tying tzitzit. That's what they do in the evenings, and there's nothing wrong with that. We'll continue on halakha bet, siman bet, and Shulchan Aruch Siman bet, God willing, next week.
Blankets.
What?
It says blankets. You don't put seat.
Oh yes, the next halakha.
Yeah.
Those staplers.
So, I don't know who would ever want to do that.
There was the stapler was once very particular that he would cut round off the corners of his blanket,
Yeah.
so he wouldn't need it to see. But that's not the halakha that we found in Shulchan Aruch.
Yeah.